Is this the official end of Subject 2? Is it over? Is this the market collapse of doing a Subject 2 deal that everybody is saying? Yes and no to a point. What we want to do today is give you an emergency update on the state of Subject 2. There's a lot of misinformation right now about what in the world's going on. The real estate investing community is up in arms of, oh my gosh, this is the beginning of the end. Subject 2 is over. It's the end of the world. And then the other half are saying, oh, it's all this, everything's fine and dandy. There's actually a middle ground. But it's very important to understand that there's some massive changes that we need to talk about Subject 2s and some big things. And it's definitely very, very interesting. I will tell you this. Whatever you've heard about doing Subject 2 deals in the past 5, 6 years, throw it out the window. I'm just being honest. Most people in the wholesaling or Subject 2 space have only known a market that goes up, never a market that goes down. And now we're starting to see some of the negative impacts of that. I'm going to give both sides of these stories. It's very dramatic, but there's some big things coming. And so we got to talk about it. This is crazy. So let's get started. So Subject 2, what's going on? I want to give you kind of the information we have and what you can do. Now, here's the question. Is Subject 2 dead? Well, everyone's saying, again, Subject 2 is dead. It's over, whatever, right? I'm finding the guys that hate Subject 2 are coming out of their cave.
Yeah.
I always knew it sucked. And then they go back to the cave. Here's what's going on. According to a very big news source that broke this article, there is a real estate investing company called BG Ventures. And according to this article, they bought a bunch of Subject 2 deals and defaulted on them. That is what is being alleged. Now, what's the big part about it is BG Ventures had private money lenders in second position to renovate, fund, or give a fee to the seller. Now, I just want to give the actual article so we can kind of get some more light on what they are saying. Again, I'm not saying anything. I'm not alleging something. I'm not speaking for somebody. I'm just going to give what the news article says because I do not have all the information. Okay, I'm not that guy that's going to tell you, oh, I'm the expert. I know more than everybody else. Let's go out here and just read the article really quick. And let's go kind of look at the facts of what I can see. Because we have some facts that I don't think a lot of people really understand. So let's go see what the news article says, right? So this news article right here is from Jacksonville, Orlando. What is it called? News 6 from Jacksonville. So again, let's go read this really quick, okay? It can sound like a lifeline for homeowners struggling to sell their house, little no equity. An investigation from News 6 partner WJXT found this type of real estate transaction known as a Subject 2 deal can carry serious financial risks, including foreclosure, damaged credit, and costly legal battles. So blah, blah, blah is what a Subject 2 is, right? Basically, what they're saying is a voicemail tip said about BG Ventures that they offer to buy houses in the Jacksonville area subject to the existing loan, which is not illegal.
No.
That's not illegal at all. Now, they said they offered to take over the payments, pay the loan current, and eventually purchase the home. But what happens is they get it under contract, they ghost the buyer, and then the house goes into foreclosure. According to this person, there's tens of thousands of dollars in missed mortgage payments and at least 29 foreclosure lawsuits connected to the properties involved Subject 2 deals with BG Ventures. Most of the cases are still working their way through the courts. Now, what they're saying is this person said, hey, they took over my house Subject 2. It's going to cost me $10,000 with a lawyer, right? This real estate agent says he's done 60 transactions according to this article with him. This is definitely interesting. These are all quotes and everything like that, right? Now, the big reason why this is starting to go crazy is this guy basically took over a bunch of Subject 2 deals and he defaulted on the payments. Mm-hmm. And this has now caused massive hysteria in the real estate investing space because half the people are saying, oh, it's a Ponzi scheme. That's why he's not paying. The other half are saying, well, he bought really bad Subject 2 deals. So a lot going on here. And so to kind of explain it too, Jose and Christian Mendez sold their Duval County home to BG Ventures through a Subject 2 deal, struggling with an upside-down mortgage. They were okay with the payments They received $13,000 in cash at closing as part of the deal. They explained that they'd be renting it out by the room, doing a pad split. So you rent each room at $1,000, and that more than what the mortgage is. So they said they could stop making payments and the house be rented by the room. Now, everything seemed good, but after a few missed mortgage payments, that started to unravel. So pretty much, again, we're having all these lawsuits. These lawsuits are alleging fraud and all these things. And again, I'm just going to paraphrase this so you kind of understand what's going on here. But what's basically this whole article is saying is this one guy took over a bunch of subject to deals. So he took over a property subject to, which he went out here. Okay. So what I'm just saying is he took over the property subject to, the deed got transferred in his name, and the mortgage stayed in their name. Now, is inherently doing that fraudulent and bad? No, it is not. I want to let everybody know. Subject to is 100% perfectly legal. I want everyone to understand that. Doing a subject to deal is legal. If you pay the mortgage payments, you do it all the right way.
Why do all these people come to Florida and commit this?
I don't know. But I just want everybody to know this. And I think a lot of people don't understand this. And I want to kind of clear the air here, okay? There's actual laws in the state of Florida that show that you can actually do a subject to deal. I will show that too. There's laws that you can legally do a subject to deal. Now, what gets squirrely is what the guy did. He then stopped making payments on the mortgage that he promised to do. Now, this gets into a lot of potential things. According to this article, the seller who is in a financial situation, hey, Mr. Rick, my house is underwater. I have no equity. I have to move out of state. You would just take my payments for me and give me 13 grand? I don't know about that. And then you say, well, I promise I'm going to make the payments. Okay, sure. Sign it over, give me my 13 grand.
Pinky promise.
Pinky promise. And
what could go wrong?
What could go wrong? And the main issue with that is for most subject to deals, it's fine. I sign it over, equity goes up, cash flow is great, cash flow keeps working good, rents go up. We're all happy. The rent gets paid off and equity grows, right?
Yep.
The problem with this guy is I'm seeing 39, I'm seeing 30, I'm seeing 60. I saw an article that said he bought 300. I have no idea how many. But according to some of these people, he defaulted on a lot of these. According to at least 29 on record, according to that article. So the big issue that's going on is this the end of subject to? Now, the real question here is why did the guy stop paying the mortgages? This is where people start freaking out. I'm getting people who are saying, quote, no. What he did was he got it subject to. He said, hey, can you give me some private money loans so I can go make this into a pad split? Here's some attractive interest rates. He takes the money and he runs away. People are saying that's basically like a Ponzi scheme.
Well,
now the other part of people are saying, no, he defaulted on them because subject to sucked in that area. Now, I'll be honest with you. Equity is down big in Jacksonville. Insurance rates are up. Taxes are up. And nobody talks about this. If you do a subject to deal in Florida and you don't do it in a trust, your taxes get jacked through the roof. Your PITI gets so screwed up in the state of Florida.
So insurance shoots through the roof.
So what in the world's going on? See, I'm getting two stories, and I don't know what the answer is. I just want everyone. I don't know the answer.
Hold on before we go on. First of all, it's important you guys get a neutral opinion. Number one, I do own subject twos. I've been doing subject twos since really 2005-06, and I've been in the best market and the worst market. And so I actually like subject twos. I do subject twos. I own subject twos. Am I more of a wholesaler? Absolutely. But I'm just telling you is we don't have like a dog in this fight other than the properties we own. But like you've got to get the full story because a lot of the information comes out just seems to be, hey, I'm going to get this side of the story. I'm going to get their side of the story. We're trying to find. Hey, this is my mic's not working here.
Can you plug it in? Here,
I think
speak on that.
We're trying to get like the truth of the matter. And keep in mind, I purposely don't teach subject twos because oh my God, I believe subject twos have to be in the hands of seasoned investors because I believe like a lot of the problem is we took wholesalers that say they're failing, or, hey, I got an easier way to do wholesaling. You can pay retail and you don't have to worry about anything. You guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Is the problem is I've lived on the other side of that equation back in 2006. I know exactly how this plays out. Number two, I believe you have to have experience and understand your obligations. You have to have capital reserves to cover these. And the problem is, I believe we brought people into creative financing. And by the way, I love creative financing. I think it's an amazing strategy, but it has to be in the right, responsible hands. If you decided to do subject twos because you thought wholesaling was hard, you have no idea what's about to happen to you in this current market. The reality is it takes experience to understand how to navigate these tough deals. And I churn down 90% of any subject twos I look at. Why? Is it good for the homeowner? Is it good for me and our company? Am I protected? Is the seller protected? And here's the problem, guys, and I'll put it in a nutshell is the stuff being pitched to you guys about how the cash flow works and how easy it is to get in these with no money is completely irresponsible. Number two, the paperwork. There's no way I would give you a cookie cut template with 50 different states, all these different laws. It's complicated. It puts you at massive risk. And we'll talk about some of the details to do this, but I just feel like we have to teach people how to find like great wholesale deals. For some reason, we decided wholesaling was bad and everybody could do subject to. And in my opinion, subject to has more potential to create fraud than any other real estate transactions out there. Remember, you have a mortgage and a promissory note. The mortgage is recorded against the property. Promissory note is against the individual that originally bought it, the homeowner. Then you have the deed. The deed's just who's the owner of record. And then you have a title interpret. The only thing you do in subject to is you take over someone's payments. You have no other obligations. And the problem is if you don't know what you're doing, everyone's paperwork I've seen does not address, it mostly addresses protecting you, the investor. But the problem is you're never protecting the seller. And we'll talk about it.
Let's write this. Let's put it on the pad. Let's actually write it out and explain what's going on here. Because it's we're explaining it. Let's visually show this. Yeah.
And I think guys, I want subject twos to survive. But at the current rate we're going, by the way, that one we just showed you, it's not isolated. Unfortunately, we're seeing it. I mean, Florida's becoming massively plagued with it.
Well,
I've seen over 100 properties coming back where an investor is not making payments because they're suffering from 100? Like in total, easily.
Oh yeah. I mean, 100.
So there's a lot of little isolated cases, but I've been in the shoes where I didn't like rents rolled back. I took over property subject to in 2006. You guys know what happened in 08, 09? I mean, my rent got cut in half. The cost went through the roof and I had to make a decision. I met with a lawyer. He says, deed them all back, sign them back, do the right thing, or you're going to be in a lawsuit. And I go, man, subject to, I way underestimated how complicated. It sounds so easy, and in theory it is, but there's a lot of complications in it. And the problem is most of you guys only get the upside and you don't know what the downside and the risks are in it. And I believe if you're not fully aware, that's how you get in trouble in real estate investing.
Well, we need to, we're getting a lot of people. This guy's saying a bunch of stuff.
So time out. Everybody with the trust thing, I agree. A trust does not protect you if you stop making the mortgage payments. You can put it in whatever you want. If you stop making the payments, the property is going to be foreclosed and you're going to negatively affect the original homeowner.
Well, let's write it down, show. Okay. I want to write what I think and I want to write what you have to say too.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what is a subject to. A subject to is we have two things, right? We have a seller right here who is very sad. They have a house that's worth $360,000. And they have it listed for $375,000. You know why it's listed for that much? Because they have to pay the realtor to go get their equity so they can just walk away from the property, right?
Yeah.
Now you have this person right here who is a subject to investor. I can't really run the numbers too. I'm just going to do basic numbers. But how a subject to works is maybe their PITI, their principal, insurance, taxes, and interest. Or principal, interest, taxes, insurance is $2,000 a month. That is their hard costs. What he's going to do is say, I will give you full price for this property. And maybe I'll give you an extra 10K and I just take over your payments. It's got a good like 3% interest, right? And you go out here, you take that, You rent it out for $2,800 a month. You pay $2,000, and after all your BS, you're cash flowing, let's call it $500 a month after maintenance and all that stuff, right? $500.
That's if you have no surprises that come up on the property.
Yeah,
which they
5
always
times
do.
12, that's $6,000, right?
Uh-huh.
You're cash flowing $6,000
Awesome.
with your $10,000 investment. That's a 60% return on your money. That is the cool, and here's the cool part about that. This is why I think subject to is awesome, because you are paying down the equity too. So your equity is going up. They have a deed. Well, I mean, a deed is a receipt, right? Title's different too. But basically, title and deed, title's actually is who's the owner
interpretation
of the owner, and then deed is the receipt of transfer, and then obviously you have the mortgage, right? You have the, I'll call it debt. The debt stays in their name, you get the deed, and then that's how it works, right?
Yep.
Pretty cool, right? Now, this is all nice, fancy, schmancy. It's awesome. If you've done these deals since 2011, I would say, 2011 and 2022, it's really hard anywhere in the country if you have a decent population where you got screwed on this deal. Very difficult. In 2011, 2022. Here's the problem. What if, and nobody talks about this, this is why I have to be the one making this crazy videos. What if something crazy happens and insurance goes up? That's the I part of PITI nobody talks about. I just want everyone to know PITI is not a static number.
The TI is a problematic.
Yes. And so the taxes and insurance, because taxes will go up if it's not homesteaded. So the TI, let's say that gets jacked up.
So if you put it in a trust, your T&I is going to go up. And if you think you're going to beat it, good luck. It is a brutal fight.
So let's do the numbers. Let's say your taxes insurance jack up year over year. Now your PITI is now $2,200 a month. Let's say your equity, the property is worth $360. Let's say the market's now slipping. Now let's say the property is worth $330,000. Oh man, that 500 now gets into 300. Jesus. Now what if that happens again? Now there's another 5% downfall.
Or what if you have a vacancy and maybe your rent-to-own person fell out? Or what if the air conditioning goes bad?
But this is, by the way, I'm gonna let you. Yeah, I'll let you do the next one. Let's say this was a good deal. You're getting $800 in cash flow.
Yeah.
Now your 800 turns into 300. Okay. Now let's do the numbers again. Let's say you did a deal last year in 2025, and your PITI was 2,300, and your rent was 2,700. Between you and me, if I did the math on that, that's $400 a month. I don't like those numbers because I know TI and I are going to be a little more.
And let me ask
I think real estate's going down. I think rents are going down. I have been pitched these deals. You and I, you know what we would say when we get a deal like this? No.
I see them all the time. I'm pitched almost on a daily basis. And guys, here's the reality. If you're dead broke, I get it. If you're dead broke, are you living off that $400 cash flow when you initially get it? You're damn right you are. You're paying your credit card bills. You're paying your rent. You're keeping the lights on. The problem is somebody like me, if I decide to take on this risk, I set aside $30,000, $40,000 for like the what if scenario. You know why? Because I've been around a long time. What if's coming? I promise you. You're either going to get hit with a hurricane, you're going to get a flood, your tax insurance is going to jack up, or you're going to have a market. Do you think in 2006, you ever thought my rent rolls would be cut in half and my expenses went up 30%? In my wildest dreams, I couldn't come up. It happened to me, guys. And I had to make some tough choices. And I decided at that point, I will never, ever share subject to. I believe in it, but I had enough experience and wisdom now. When I get a subject to, there is X amount of capital set aside and we have a long-term plan. The average subject to takes 3 to 5 years to even harvest a profit. So to me, that's always been my take on it because listen, when you're desperate and you got to sell a property, if you thought a wholesaler took advantage of you because they had a 30-day inspection period, what if I take your property, I make payments for 2 years, and then I just stop paying it and I fall off the face of the earth?
Well, let me show this. So that deal I just showed, that's a good subject to deal in 2026. Because right now we're in a market where market prices are going down in a lot of parts of the country. So now, if you send me a deal like this where the PITI and the cash flow is 400, I'm going to say no, because I know where the market's going in the next year or two. Now, nobody knows. Maybe they cut interest rates to 3% and we have another boom in equity, but not right now. So 400, let's say PITI gets raised now after a year to 2,500. Now your cash flow might be negative. That's the problem. And then you lose a lot of equity.
And what are you going to do if you're broke and you got negative cash flow? You have no choice. You're just going to let it go in default. If you decide to do the right thing and reach out to that homeowner, but I go, hey, Zach, listen, I know I promised to help you out 2 years ago and you've relocated and you've depended on me to fix your credit, but I can't make the payment anymore. It's like a hot potato. They don't want it back.
Well, let me show you. So let's show this example. So if you buy a bad it's technically a cash flowing deal, but in a year it won't be cash flowing anymore. That is not right. And so here's the issue. Herein lies the issue. When a subject to cash flows well and equity goes up, we're all good. So here's the example you said. Right now, I had a PITI last year. PITI was 2,300. This is an example. And my rents went from 2,800 down to 2,600. Now I'm only getting $300. Now my AC blew. Crap. Now my cash flow is negative. And my house, it was worth 360 when I got it.
Yeah.
Now it's worth 330. Holy crap.
Not such a good idea.
Oh my gosh. And guess what? Guess what happens if this thing starts going negative and I buy 100 of these? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going back to this guy. I'm not saying I'm going to do this. I'm going to go back to this guy and I'm going to say this. Hey buddy, you know this deed that I have? You know, bro, you know the debt that you have? Here's what the right thing to do is. Here's the deed. Bye. And you run away. Okay, that's good. Or you can do this. I'm just going to stop paying the mortgage. And guess what happens?
And ignore you.
The bank forecloses on the person and they do a lawsuit with the person that owns the deed and say, hey, pay up. Now, this person now has a foreclosure on the record. They have a foreclosure on the record.
Credit shot.
They get screwed. And here's my favorite part. They owe 360. The house is worth 330.
Yeah, and by the time you do lawyer fees, late fees, they're going to owe 50K.
They might say short sale.
And guess who's responsible for the 50K? You're right. The seller is. They're going to get a 1099 and they're going to have to pay taxes like it was income. And you just, but the seller had no idea, like you didn't share any of this. I'm sorry, my paperwork only protects me. It doesn't protect you.
And now the seller has this negative equity. Now they're upset. They sold it, thought they were done. See, this is the problem. So this BG Ventures guy, allegedly, he defaulted over 29 of these deals. Now, here's the question that everyone is saying. Why did the guy default? Well, let's just go back for a second. Can we all agree that if you default on a subject to deal, you're a piece of crap? You are destroying the seller's life. Can we all agree?
Yes.
Okay, great. I also want to say something because I'm seeing a couple comments and I just want to clear the air here. Okay. And again, I want to say this very clear. Some people are alleging that this guy is associated with Pace Morby and his community and stuff. I want everyone to understand Pace Morby is not involved. He has always said to pay the mortgage and you're a piece of crap if you don't pay the subject to.
Yeah. And just because someone takes a picture with you doesn't make you part of it.
So there's photos going around where a photo of the BG Ventures guy and Pace takes pictures of everyone.
Yeah.
When I was in San Antonio, Pace took like 4 or 5 pictures with me. Doesn't mean he likes me or not. He's a good guy. I think we had a good conversation, but I want everyone to know, I'm seeing people throw his name under the mud here. He is not involved in this. And the one thing I will tell you, and I've said this to Pace's face, Pace, do you believe the property should cash flow? He's always said yes. He always agreed you should always pay it. Don't do a subject to if the number doesn't work.
Yeah.
So I just want to let everybody understand, I don't know this a whole thing about him, but do not throw his name under the mud. He is not involved on this. That's not his fault. But what I do want to talk about is doing a subject to deal that is tight and it's in a bad market. That's the problem. Because this guy is going out here doing a subject to deal. It barely cash flows. A year later, cash flow stinks. It's negative. He walks away. Now, I will let everybody know, BG Ventures has defaulted on, it looks like 29 properties. Now, what I've seen here is there's a lot of these private money lenders in second position. So from what I can see, this is all alleged. I'm just looking on Facebook groups. And according to the article, BG Ventures did a subject to and then raised private money. I don't know where he got the private money from. I don't know who in the world would loan money to a guy like
Can we
that.
talk about that?
Yeah.
Guys, one of the problems with, so subject to is still a viable solution.
Yeah.
If you have a responsible investor that's experienced and follow through on what they say, and they don't assign the subject twos, I completely disagree with that. I will debate anybody on that.
Yeah. Wholesaling subject
because
twos
it just puts the seller even at more and more risk. So say you do that. Shoot, I lost where I was going with this. So the idea is how do we get
talking
people,
about wholesaling?
yeah. So how do we get people in the subject to that have no experience, never done a real estate deal, and have little to no money? Well, to me, that is a tough recipe. And honestly, you should stick to wholesaling. And as much flack as wholesaling gets, subject to, in my opinion, is much more ripe for deception, bad actors, and everybody else.
What have we always said? If you do a wholesaling deal wrong, you're out no money.
And you piss people off and you upset them.
If you do a subject to wrong, you're going to get sued. You have a lot of which is defaulting.
So let's talk about this. When I learned to do subject twos, either you came up with the money or you came up with a really creative offer to make the deal work. Yeah. Now we're inducing sellers by offering them large down payments that these inexperienced investors don't have any money. Try this. Just test it out. Go to a bank and show them you're going to buy a subject to, and show them your pro forma of an Airbnb or even a pad split. We'll talk about that. Tell me what the answer is. It's 100% no. Go to a hard money lender and say, listen, I need a loan on a subject to based on.
Let me show you.
I'm just telling you, in the old days, nobody would ever fund deals like this. And I believe greed is taking over. We're offering high returns of rates.
Let me show this. So this is what this guy's basically did. So this is what I've seen. This is what I think happened. I don't know the facts because the lawsuit didn't happen.
Yeah. Well,
but I know you're explaining it. While you're explaining it, I want to visually show it.
Okay.
Because I think it makes it a lot easier because we know the situation a little more.
So back in 2010.
Well, let's show this deal.
I couldn't have the money to do this.
So let's show the deal. So this PITI, this guy's PITI was $2,300.
Correct.
And what I think happened was it got raised to $2,500 and his current rents were $2,800. Right there, it's negative equity because his maintenance and stuff, it doesn't work, right?
Yeah.
So what I think happened, why he got lenders, is he said, hey, lender, let's call this guy a lender. Okay. Hey, can you lend me 60 grand? Because this is let's just call it a 3-bedroom. Okay. Bedroom 1, 2, and 3, right? The 3-bedroom, $2,800 in rent. He said, hey, what I want to do is I want to split out this property into a pad split. I want to make it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bedrooms.
That's where
I'm going to collect $1,000 per room times 6. I'm going to collect $6,000 a month in cash flow. Hey, dude, I will give you 20% returns if you just give me 60 grand. The guy's like, oh yeah, let's go. Am I right?
Well, here's the problem is that is a piss poor investor that gives a loan on that. Listen, if I sat and took every realtor's pro forma, I mean, I'd be making $1 million every week.
Yeah.
None of us believe the pro forma. Pro forma is like perfect world. Everything works out perfect. And that's the problem is we are creating unrealistic numbers. I'm telling you, no bank, no government, and no hard money lender would ever give a loan on pro forma on these crazy cash flow things. Guys, everybody know how Airbnb worked out. They're falling apart. They don't cash flow and they're all going on the market. Throw in pad split. I could go 2 hours on pad split. It's 100%. You're basically creating a rooming house. You're not getting a license.
Well, yeah.
You are breaking so many fire codes. You have no insurance. It's like endless. And I'm just saying, let me ask you, who is responsible for giving somebody a loan based off of a pad split projection? You've got to be like, you got to have your eyes covered, because when I give someone a loan, the first and foremost question is not what interest rate you're going to pay me. You know what it is? How am I getting my money back? What are my insurances I get paid on a? There's no insurances on a pad. You could sign a promissory note. If the guy's broke, he doesn't care. You're just getting a long list on the bankruptcy.
Well, I want to show why this is dumb. See, I'm very visual. And so this is why I'm trying to explain this. And I want you to explain it while I'm drawing this.
Okay.
So the guys, what I've seen, he's asking for 60 grand so he can convert this into a 3-2 into a 6-bedroom, 2-bath. I just want everyone to understand doing that is awful. I want everyone to understand this. That reduces the value of the home. I want everyone, can we just say this really quick?
It destroys it.
It destroys the value of the home.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, and this is something we haven't talked about. If you have regular insurance on the property, they will not cover 4 people who are not related living in the property. 6. Regular insurance does not cover that. So if there is a fire on the home, God forbid the house goes out here and gets burnt into flames.
Yeah.
Because some guys, doing drugs and the house goes on fire. The insurance, I want everyone to understand, the insurance will pay nobody out. This is awful. So do not pad split your properties.
Guys,
it's bad idea.
Same thing on Airbnb. Once, by the way, if there's ever an incident of liability or a fire, they're going to find out real quickly if it was on the market, Airbnb or a pad split.
Well, Airbnb, I don't say anything bad about Airbnb. Technically, our insurance companies have said they're not going to insure an Airbnb.
They won't.
Airbnb might have something around that. I don't know.
It's
so I don't say anything bad.
Really loose, guys.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you is basically on a subject too. If you don't know how insurance works, if you think you can use the current homeowners and put yourself as additional insured, maybe 20% of the time, but you're going to open up such a can of worms in reporting to the bank.
Yeah.
That most of the time, whenever I buy a subject to, I go out and get my own insurance policy. Oh, wait a minute. We didn't underwrite that in the numbers. You remember that narrow little cash flow you got? It's going to eat into that.
Let me explain this. This is how insurance works. Insurance will take your money, but they don't want to pay it out.
They never want to pay you. I've had my own residential where I've had an issue, and it took me a year to even get a check, and I had to fight and spend hundreds of hours. Yep. What do you think they're going to do when they find out you moved out of the property, you transferred the deed into trust or whatever corporation you want, and you divided up the rooms and you used pad split?
Did you get a permit?
No. And the other thing is, guys, rooming houses are extremely frowned on in most counties and cities because I've been through trying to sell a house for like a sober house, and the approval process is brutal. It's by design because think about it. If you live next door to it and say you were low income and you were stuck, is it fair your kids have to deal with all these people coming in and out? I got no problem with someone working on themselves. But the thing is, they destroy neighborhoods. You can't, if everyone just popped up a rooming house or like a halfway house, it would absolutely destroy the values in those neighborhoods. Guys, I'm all about affordable living. I just don't think we should be subdividing houses up and making them. And let me ask you, how run down do you think that house can get? Say I had to give you the house back in 3 years after I split it up.
This is what I want to show.
Yeah.
So let's say I do this. Okay. By the way, the guy owes $360 on the property.
Yeah.
This guy's now in second position at 60 grand. The house is worth $330. So if this house defaults, who gets screwed first? First of all, the bank gets screwed, but this guy gets decimated. Who in the world would loan a second position on a property like this? Oh
my God. I would never. I mean, I'm sorry, guys. If you loaned out private money on pad split or Airbnb projections, you got sucker punched, dude.
And we're making this video so you don't get caught. I don't want anyone to do these type of deals.
You should not get a loan on a subject to because
no, a loan on a negative equity property.
I know, but the reality is when it's let's be honest, guys. If it's your money, you treat it differently. When you go, oh crap, it's the bank's money or I'm borrowing this money. I'm in shock. I had no idea people lent money. I understand a little bit down payments. You cut them in an equity position. I don't have a problem with that. But if you're going to do it on what I call forced cash flow projections, which is basically pad split, by the way, it's a rooming house. The occupancy certificate does not cover unrelated family members, at least in the 3 counties in my area, past 2 weeks. You have zoning issues. If the fire marshal found out what you're doing, you have to go full commercial.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
If adding a pad split, and this is my question, if adding a pad split to that property would increase the value, why would I borrow 20% from you if I can get a HELOC? I own the house.
Because a bank would
never give a HELOC on that.
So guys, if a bank wouldn't give a loan on it, that's kind of all you need to know. I get it. Creative financing, we're being creative, but the problem is now you're putting private money lenders at risk. And I'm like, the idea is to make a win-win situation. But when I hear interest rates, I don't know where the 20% came up. Was that in that article or?
No. So, I mean, so what people are alleging is what happened was this guy said, hey, I'm going to do a pad split on the subject two deal.
Yeah.
Subject two. I meant subject two. I'm going to go out here and I'm going to go out here and do, when I say sub two, I mean sub with the letter two. Yeah. Non-trademarked. 60. I'm going to take 60 grand. I'm going to convert it. I've heard this on Facebook. This is allegedly that he took the 60 grand and he just ran away. Oh. Now, do I believe that story? I don't know. So everyone's telling me that this guy, no. Zach, you have it wrong. I got a bunch of comments. No. You don't understand. The guy took all the private money and just ran off and did a Ponzi scheme. I said, oh, so the guy made no payments. No, he never made any payments. I said, oh, perfect. Well, cut case, that's subject to is not the problem.
Yeah.
I agreed with them. Then I started digging into this. And I want everyone to understand, I want to go out here and use some, this is legal to do because it's just public information. I want to show 2 properties this guy bought subject to, and I want to go over the numbers with you and tell me what you think happened.
But like my whole thing is, who would loan this amount of money on such a risky venture? And guys, when if someone comes to me 20%, unless I have a huge upside and I know what my risk is, and I have some sort of recourse if you screw me, I don't, okay, whatever. You do a private money loan. Okay, he guaranteed it. The kid's broke. Like I would never loan money on that predication. And I'm finding out all these loans. I ran into someone just last month. The kid had like 6 properties. He got small loans, but I'm thinking like, who's like, I call it forced cash flow. When you can't get a regular rent in there for 6 months or 12 months and the numbers don't work, we just walk away from it. But here's what we do. I go, well, I got to make this work. What if I could have someone that would give you a loan for the down payment? I'm like, oh God. And then if you decide to move forward, they go, hey, I know the numbers don't work like this, but what if I showed you like a co-living or pad split or even an Airbnb, and we do the highest projections and we do it like that? That's great. But that's perfect scenario world. And so we have free money coming in. We have overinflated numbers. And now we have a market that's pulling back, and you're in a buyer's market. Guys, you're just seeing the tip of the iceberg on these things coming out. I believe subject to works, and I love it. I don't want to see it go away. But guys, we have to put it in responsible hands. If you don't have experience and you don't have capital, I don't think that's the place to get started. And I will die on that hill when I do it. I love it. It took me years to understand it. I get it. You can take a course and you think you know everything, but I'm just telling you, it takes a lot of experience. You don't understand the risk. And by the way, in the state of Florida, when you take over someone's mortgage and you don't pay it, you realize there's already a law in the book that creates a felony for it. So when you guys decide to tuck and run, not only are you going to have civil problems, you're going to have criminal. And I'm not even familiar with all the other states, but guys, subject to helps homeowners out. But the problem is we're not being transparent on how we're covering their butts. And this is where the problem. So people are getting exposed. And when an investor goes, I'm just going to walk away, my name's not on the mortgage. I don't have a promissory note, and I'm not going to be responsible for the deficit. I get it. They're bad actors, but we're inviting them into these scenarios, making it so easy. We're giving them loans and giving them overinflated cash flow numbers that are never going to work out. I think it's irresponsible to do that, and we need to get better with it. We shouldn't be giving loans to people doing subject twos. I'm sorry. If the numbers don't work, then you shouldn't be buying that property, or go get a capital partner that knows what they're doing and will back you up. And then you offer some sort of services, property management, whatever it is, and you have to understand it. But guys, other people go, well, this is a Ponzi scheme. Guys, the definition of a Ponzi scheme is taking money from one individual to pay another. Once you made one mortgage payment, it's not a Ponzi scheme. It's just you tried a strategy that sounded perfect in theory, but when you hit the real world and Rick and Zach told you it wouldn't work out, you decided to move forward. And by the way, guys, there's plenty of profitable subject to deals out there. The problem is we're trying to make everything easy. We're trying to give everyone the easy button.
Let's investigate this guy.
Let's go.
Let's investigate this. So everyone said what this guy did was he pretty much bought it subject to. This is what a lot of people are telling me. I'm playing devil's advocate.
Yeah.
The guy bought the house subject to, didn't make any mortgage payments, got a second position, and ran away Ponzi scheme. That only works for like maybe 2 months. Because if you took 60, if you bought 60 properties subject to in a month and you took all their money, no one would ever lend you anymore.
No.
And you're not doing so let's use this example. Does this guy have a history of taking over a subject to, getting money lent, and then just not making any payments? Is that all the guy does? Well, let's do some research. Here's the property he bought. 5918 Covered Creek Lane.
It's important you guys look at the facts.
I'm just sharing you the facts. 5918 Covered Creek Lane. That is a property that he bought. Now, I'm going to show this without getting in trouble, so I can do it like this. He bought this property subject to the subject to the existing mortgage. Is this the right one? 59. Hold on, I'm just getting the address.
So, guys, while he looks that up, a Ponzi scheme is your intent to defraud from minute one and take money from Sue to pay Paul.
Okay, here it is. I'm going to do this the right way. So according to the public records, you guys can look this up. Let me just make sure I protect the people's personal information. The victims, I don't want them to be, I don't want their names to be on here. Alleged victims. Let's just show the facts on here, okay? This guy bought this property. He got a warranty deed for $396,000 on this property, okay? He got the warranty deed on, let's pop up the address. He got the warranty deed. I don't think you've seen this deal, so I just want to show you.
Mm-hmm.
So let's do the math. Let's write this together, okay? Let's get a notepad. Okay? Actually, we'll draw it on here. He got a warranty deed on October 7th, 2024.
Got it.
Okay? Let's do the math here. Let's just write it. Okay? This guy took over 10/7/2024. He took it over subject to. He took it over subject to for 390. Let's do the math. For 300 and 396. 300. Let's just call it $396,077. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's go out here. That's when he bought it. Now, according to XLeads, I'm just using XLeads data. According to XLeads on this specific property, let's look it up. According to XLeads, this property, the loan on this property, he currently has, I'm going to screenshot it just so I don't get in trouble here. Oh boy. Oh Jesus. He took a lot of loans on this thing. Oh, wow. Wow. It had a, oh Lord. Oh no. Oh, you're not going to like this one. Oh, Jesus. Oh, man. Okay. Oh, boy. He took over the it was a VA loan. He took over a VA loan.
Yeah. I mean.
Oh, boy. So he took over a VA loan, and according to XLeads data, he got it for around 4%, and then the guy got a HELOC. Before he took it over, he got a HELOC for 6%, which 5% already sucks.
Yeah.
So this is what he bought it for. So his PITI, from what I can see here, was around his PITI. So his mortgage payment was roughly, where's the loans on here? Yeah, that's not right. Let's just do the math. Let's just say, what is his equity? Let's look at sales. What's the current equity on this deal? And property has equity 61%. That's actually not bad. I think he has more loans on there. But XLead says the properties were $355,000. Okay? So this is where we have an issue. As of today, according to XLeads, the property is worth in 2026, according to XLeads, 300 and let's see. Actually, I'm not going to use X leads because I'm going to get in trouble. People are going to say I'm biased. Let's use realtor.com. Okay. Realtor.com said this house is worth. Realtor.com says this property is worth. Wait, sold for $425,000? No way. Did he sell this property? No, he did not. Hold on.
Just pull up Zillow.
Because he's getting foreclosed on it. Hold on. Why did I say sold? Bro, did he buy it for $425,000? Oh, Jesus Christ. No way he bought it for that. Okay, maybe he did. His name's on the listing.
Yeah, I mean, he's way overbought it.
Okay. Wow.
I guess it's either at wholesaling if you just pay retail. And
let's see what X-Lead says he bought it for. Oh, no. He did. He got mortgages on it.
He's got a lot of loans.
Mega Money Solutions gave him 70 grand. Oh, he bought it for, oh my God, he bought it for 425. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so he bought it for 425. He bought it for 425. And the property, according to Realtor.com, says it is worth estimated value according. Okay, this is according to Realtor.com, so don't shoot the messenger. Let's use Zillow. Zestimate's actually better. According to Zillow, again, I didn't comp this property. Does it tell me what it's worth? No, it doesn't. According to Realtor.com, let's use Realtor.com. According to Realtor.com, it's worth 361. Now, is that because I'm trying to like make this guy look bad? No, property value. Actually, let me actually do this. I can actually show the real-time estimate on here.
Guys, we're showing you there's a downside.
I'm showing the downside of this.
To subject to that nobody ever wants to talk about.
So let me show this. So here's Realtor.com. Okay. He bought it at the peak. CoreLogic said the property is worth $395. Let's say it's worth $426, like Collateral Analytics says. Yeah. Okay. As of today, it's worth $346. Did you see, guys? This is Jackson. This is where a lot of markets are at. He bought the property subject to when the house was worth. Let's use CoreLogic for $395. The house is worth $395. Now the house is worth $361. That is 30 grand in equity he lost over a year.
And guys, most of you remember I always talk about chasing people.
Oh no, he bought in 2024. My bad.
That want to sell versus people need to sell.
361.
I only focus on people who need to sell so I can avoid this situation. If you go out and you decide, okay, I'm going to skip wholesaling because subject to so much easier. Okay, that's fine. It's not easier. You're just going to get a lesson much later.
So,
and the problem is 75% of subject to deals that are available, they're all upside down. So like, but some of you are okay with that and it doesn't make sense. And your metrics to be successful in subject to is, did they accept and write a contract? I argue anybody that talks about profit and subject to, even creative financing, it's an incredible tool to build net worth. It was never meant to just flip over and over like you do regular wholesaling. I adamantly disagree with anyone does a subject to and assigns it. It's irresponsible. I guarantee the seller doesn't know what you're doing and you put them at massive risk because most of the time it's not going to work out.
So just showing you. That's $65,000 in lost equity over 2 years. So he got it subject to for $425, and now the thing's worth $361. Guys, let's look at the cash flow.
But
let's say
he got a loan to make the deal go forward. So he's like, really, it's not my risk; it's other people's money. So I'm using the house money on the bank.
This is bad.
I got a private money lender that is encouraging this. Oh, and then everybody bought in because I'm doing co-living. Instead of getting $3,500 a month, I showed projections at $7,000. Even though it's a pro forma means everything works out perfect. You guys know how life works. I think pad splits are terrible. They're illegal rooming houses. And if you look at any occupancy laws, any insurance company, and any zoning, if you disclose what you're doing, you would be shut down immediately. There are exceptions, I'm sure, but go try to do a halfway house, a sober house, or a rooming house. And watch how hard it is to get approved. It's almost impossible. If you've ever tried to have a hotel built, I've been involved in it. It took 5 years. We lost $150,000 just in legal fees to try to get it through. it was so hard, we just gave up. And we had the wrong plan, and I learned the lesson the hard way. Can you imagine if you take over someone's property and go, no, I'm going to make $7,000 a month. Don't worry about $3,500 a month. Oh, by the way, someone's going to give you a loan to make this happen. Honestly, I didn't even know this was going on in subject twos. In the old days, if it didn't cash flow, you didn't have money, you didn't buy it. And the entire industry regulated itself. But now we're promoting it because people think they're unethical in wholesaling. And trust me, there's a lot of bad actors in wholesaling. I'm not giving it a cut. But subject to, in my opinion, is a one-sided transaction because the person has no idea your ability to follow through and make good on their payment. And for God's sakes, if you've never done a real estate deal before and you bought a course saying you know everything about subject to, and you don't understand when you don't have any money and the cash flow goes to negative, you don't have a choice other than to default on that loan. And you can either man up and try to work it out with the person. By the way, they can sue you for damages.
What I'm trying to understand is you do a wholesaling deal bad. Let's say you lock it up for too much or you do something bad. The seller might have moved out of the house. They're out $3,000 or $4,000 to go back in the house, right?
Yeah.
You do a subject to wrong. You just lost $65,000 of equity in 2 years. And so everyone tells me, just do subject to. Wholesaling sucks. Bro, if you did it, you 65 grand.
I'm just saying,
Holy
I
moly.
didn't realize. So if you think wholesaling is like we're not putting any money into it, and trust me, there's issues with it. I agree. I can't keep everyone regulated just like the subject to, but if we're going to do subject to take over someone's mortgage, we're not on the hook. We have no promissory note. We're not on the mortgage. Oh, and someone's going to give me a loan for it for some pie in the sky.
Well, let me show
affordable living like thing. You're absolutely nuts.
So let's look at the math.
Pad split's not affordable living. It's actually doing the opposite.
So here's this. So on December 1st, 2025, a list pendants was filed against him for the property. So, and here's what's interesting.
Yeah.
They also served tenant occupant 1 and unknown tenant occupant 2. That means there's 2 people in the property as tenants.
At least.
So everyone's telling me that this guy just took he got money lent on the subject to and ran. No. Guys, he bought the property in October 2024. That means he had at least 14 months where they did not do a list pendants. I'm telling everybody watching this right now, there is not any bank that I know of. Maybe I'm wrong. Please prove me wrong. There's not any bank in Duval County, Florida for a regular mortgage that will let you be default for 14 months without doing a lawsuit.
Yeah.
4 months at most.
So it's very imperative. They had intent. They made payments.
This was not a Ponzi scheme.
They probably did a pad split. Guys, the dude ran out of money. Did he double down? Absolutely. It's terrible. Yeah. But the problem is he was introduced to this idea that would never, ever make it in the long run. Guys, Airbnb's falling apart unless you have a specialized property in a desirable vacation location. They usually do not cash flow. The market's already spoken that. Pad split, you think that addresses affordability? Pete, this is why the guy paid $4.25 for the property, because he did a pad split pro forma.
And by the way,
to the article,
he listed the property for rent a month ago, and he did not pad split it. Look, it's just a regular 3. You can look up the property if you want.
You can't, like, guys. I mean, it's just the pad split to me. Just if the idea of pad split is to attack affordable living, the problem is you're promoting investors to pay more for the property because you can get higher cash flows. It works out in the short term for the people renting the rooms, although I think it's a massive security issue. I don't even get the security of like 5 strangers. I know they run security checks on it.
Let's do the math here. So he got foreclosed on. A list pendants was filed 12. Let's see it 12/1/2025. So are you telling me, and again, people keep telling me this was a Ponzi scheme and the guy didn't make any payments. Are you telling me from October to December, the guy didn't make any payments to the bank, and the bank said for 14 months, no problem?
Not in the state of Florida.
Not in the state of Florida. You know what I'm trying to know? Prove me wrong. But like this guy, I think, this is my opinion. Again, you can be mad at me all you want. I think the guy did the subject to thinking, oh my God, Jerome Powell is going to cut the rates. Real estate's going to boom. This is a great deal. And guess what happened? What I think happened, this is my assumption, interest rates went up. Sorry, insurance rate went up. Taxes went up. Equity went down. The property went down in value. He couldn't cash flow anymore.
Cash flow went down.
And he stopped making payments. And here's the big part. He apparently had over 60 of these. If you have 60 properties that are negative cash flowing $200 a month, you're losing $12K a month just to breathe.
Yeah, and they don't have a choice because they bought into a system that was never going to make it. It by the way, it defies the fundamentals of how wholesaling and how real estate investing, not even wholesaling, works. And by the way, when you defy the fundamentals of real estate investing, you too will be a statistic. And this is the problem. Creative financing works. I believe you have to have experience and you have to have capital, and you get that over time. I would love to address, how do you guys think, if you do a subject to, what is the best way to protect the seller? Because I've been down this road, and this is the one reason why I will never promote a fully taught subject to course, because I've been through every challenge in almost every state. I'm telling you right now, there's only one way to protect the seller other than cashing it out. So you put in the comments, if you were going to do a subject to and you were the seller, you go, hey, Rick, what do I do if you don't pay the mortgage?
Well, hold on. Let's use this deal for an example.
Okay.
Okay. And then I want to explain what you can. Okay. So let's say, for example, you're the seller. Okay. And I'm the buyer. Okay.
Yeah.
So I bought the property from you for $425 subject to. 2 years later, it's worth $361. I took the deed from you. Now we're going to call you Rick as the seller and Zach is me. Okay.
You should have been a doctor.
I know. So let's do this. So I have the deed and the mortgage is in your name. And now I can't make the payments. What is my responsibility? Because here's two things that can happen. Let's say I play hot potato. I give you the deed.
And trust me, if you thought backing out of a contract was a difficult conversation, giving a deed back is like 10 root canals and being audited by an IRS.
No, but
agent.
here's the thing. Everyone's saying, just put it in trust. Okay, let's say I deed you back the property. Here you go, Rick. And guess what happens?
The trust doesn't fix the
No,
mortgage.
here's the thing. Now Rick has a deed and a mortgage for a house that's worth $65,000 less than what he thought he could sell it for. Who got hurt in that situation?
Oh, it's
you got absolutely. And let's say you're a school teacher that makes $50,000 a year. Now you're negative $65,000 on the mortgage.
I don't want it. Like, no seller wants that back. And to be honest with you, if you give it back, you should probably induce some compensation.
$65,000.
You put them in a horrible position. Oh, I didn't see that in the course. I must have missed that section. So guys, I get it. So Rob says deed it back. The problem is they don't want it back.
Why would you deed it back to them? It's negative $65,000 equity. How is that the right thing to do?
And think about this. They're stuck on the mortgage and the promissory note. That never left. That's the real problem. But if I deed it back, guess what? Now I get the liability of a vacant property that probably doesn't have valid insurance anymore. I don't want it back, dude.
And it's past.
I promise you, when you offer it back, they're like, it's kryptonite. I don't want it. So let me explain how this works. There's a lot of theories going around the internet. They're pure theories. Everyone's like, well, why don't you just put a deed in escrow, and if you default on payment, they give it back? Go sit down with a lawyer and explain that and see how hard they laugh at you. Call it a performance deed, whatever you want. If this happens, say I stop making payments, the deed automatically reverts back to the seller. Number one, this ain't crypto. There's no Ethereum to process that thing. You have to reach out to that lawyer if they're still in business. And hopefully they kept it in a nice, clean safe because it's not recorded. And what if he's got amnesia? What if he gets an accident? What if he passes away? It's not very consistent. And most lawyers don't want the liability. And you're going to have to pay them to hold on to that deed on a monthly or yearly basis. So here's the problem is, you ever heard of a judicial state or a non-judicial state? So say Zach buys my property, subject to, and say he skips out on the payments, and say I have a performance deed, which means basically if he negates on making the payments, I have the right to go just take the property back and record at the courthouse. Guess what? You can object to that and basically do a court hearing. And here's what happens. If you're in a judicial state, especially in the state of Florida, look what state you're in. You can't do it. It's called, you are denying the seller their equity redemption rights, which basically says if it smells like a security instrument, it leverages like a security instrument, it's a mortgage. And what do you have to do to get the property back in a mortgage, Zach?
Foreclose?
You have to foreclose. So don't take my word for it. Look at all the case law. It is endless. You can't, it sounds so good in paper. Oh, okay, I'm gonna do a deed and escrow, a performance deed. It is highly discouraged in judicial states to do that.
Yep.
If you want to know the states you can get away with in it, Arizona and Tennessee are the ones that you can get away with it because their process is so simple. Try it in the state of Florida, you are going to get shut down. The case laws are
you're
already
not
set
explaining
there.
this though. What, okay, let's say I give it back. That's the right thing. You just gave me back a deal. I'm negative 65 grand equity. That's also a problem.
They don't technically have to accept it either. So you have to grant her and a grantee.
Now,
Guys, it gets wildly complicated.
I know, but here's people say, "Oh, well, you can just short sale, bro." I don't know if you've ever done a short sale in 2026.
It's as bad as
I
an
would-
IRS audit.
It's worse than that. It's basically a prostate exam.
So, guys,
It's worse.
this whole thing where you could just I've yet to see a course where anyone addresses how you protect the seller, and then they're like, "Well, if the seller, maybe if they ask me, I'll do it." And then you come up with this: "I'm going to do a deed and escrow performance deed." Dude, you're word salading them. You're making them feel good because it's not going to stick. If you use it as a security instrument, you have to treat it. It's going to be ruled as a mortgage, and the only way you can get reclaim the mortgage is you have to go through a foreclosure process. Guys, if you want to protect the homeowner, here's what you do. Hey, Zach, you want to buy my house subject to? Yes. What happens if you don't pay me? How can I get recourse? And here's simply what you say. Here's what I do. I'm responsible. I've been doing this for 20 some odd years. I've never not made a payment, but that's just talk. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sign a promissory note. I'm going to personally guarantee it. And I'm going to record a mortgage and record against a property. So in the event I default, you have legal recourse to tear my ass up in a courtroom.
Yikes.
And by the way, most homeowners, most investors will not offer that because then it's an even playing field.
I agree. So what is the whole point of this? And what's the whole point we're trying to explain here? The whole point here is I actually think subject to is a great thing. A lot of people think we're attacking subject to here. I'm only attacking what I'm calling sloppy subject twos. Okay, it's a cool little term I just came up with. Sloppy subject twos. I personally think the whole point of today is if you're buying a property with negative equity, or if the deal's tight on cash flow, don't do it. In this environment that we are in most states, let's look at the year-over-year value by market in real estate. These are properties where you can get absolutely destroyed. So let's look at a little little image. These are the this is a great little chart right here. So this is a good one. So here's a good little chart to explain. There's some markets where they appreciate, but Jacksonville is not one of them. So here's one of them. So these are markets where property values went up and down. Dallas, Miami, Tampa, you can tell some of these are down 5%, 4%. See, if you're in an area where it's down, it's like half the country. So just be very careful. If it's a tight deal, don't do it. Here's my rule. If you don't cash flow after PITI, after the new TI, 500, don't do it.
Well, I could do a pad split. I know I can get there.
I won't do it.
See, that's the problem is we have artificial cash flow. I call it fake cash flow. And then we have people handing out loans. If you have to get a loan to do a subject to, I don't think you're the right candidate for that, or get a partner that's got capital that understands it. The problem is that we got inexperienced people getting 60 subject twos. You have to have hundreds of thousands. In my opinion, you got 500 or 600 grand sitting for the what if. But no, keep running it up. We're going to leverage. I've learned that if you just keep leveraging, that's how you get rich. There's a downside to leverage if you don't know what you're doing.
So yes, sloppy subject twos are dead.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the thing: good cash flowing subject twos are well and alive. So
be responsible,
about
guys.
Performance deed.
Just be responsible.
So guys, the whole point of today is subject twos not dead. Sloppy subject twos are now dying because we're only used to equity going up all the time. We have to be very careful doing a subject to. I would probably say, going on a limb here. This is Zach Ginn, not Rick Ginn. I personally would not wholesale subject to.
And I would not do a performance deed in a judicial
I
state
would not. No.
because there's already case law. If it's a security instrument, they're going to rule it a
We're
mortgage
not
and you have to
lawyers either.
foreclose.
We're not lawyers.
I'm not lawyers, but I just look at case law. That's it.
That's it. So that is our opinion on the subject to thing. Again, everyone's been asking, this is our opinion on it. I'm just telling you right now that this person, he is a bad actor in this industry, but I don't think it's completely his fault. I think he was a victim of the own market. He got it for 425. The thing is now worth 361. Did he think equity is going to go up? I don't know. I haven't
But think
interviewed
about
the guy.
this. Take the loan option away and take the pad split. He wouldn't have done one
He
of
would
those
have never
60
done this.
deals.
If he only
And
did
that's the
wholesaling
problem.
real estate, he would have been up hundreds of thousands of dollars. But so I'm giving this video to anybody that says, oh, creative finance is better than wholesaling. I think wholesaling is still the best.
You know what my problem is? I'm too much of an empath. If I make a commitment to a homeowner, I don't want to burn it. And so and by the way, assignment of subject twos, horrendous, terrible idea. I'm sorry. If you're selling it to a vetted investor that you've trusted in the business before, that's great. But even then, if they ass out, you got to make it right with the homeowner. I have people right now going, I sold it to 3 other people. I'm not responsible. Yeah, you are. I'm sorry.
Yep.
And your butt belongs in the court if you do that. So guys, just do the right thing, be responsible, and do what you say you're going to do. Subject twos, guys, I actually think they work. They don't belong in beginners' hands, and you have to have capital and experience to back you up.
There we go. So outside of that, we got a big announcement. In the next 30 minutes, this is big. We are shutting down our M2M community. We are shutting it down. M2M used to be our paid school group. We are going to shut it down for 3 months. We are transitioning it into a brand new method. We're still going to teach wholesaling,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
advanced wholesaling in there, but we're going to pivot to a brand new method in there because I think people are just going to make more money on it. And it's not wholesaling. So the transition we're doing, I want everyone to know this. You have 30 minutes to join M2M, by the way. Join M2M.com. I'm not joking. At 7 o'clock, it's shutting down Eastern.
We're shutting it down.
So that's 4 o'clock Pacific. If you're watching this, I'm sorry you can't join it. I'm a man of my
Don't
word.
worry. You don't have to take a loan out to join it. I promise you.
No, you don't. So basically what this is we're transitioning back to just teaching everything wholesaling for free. Now we used to do, so the point of M2M was we give all the information in freewholesaling.com. And then if you want to get like one-on-one hand-holding, we have our coaches in there that make $100K a month in their own wholesaling businesses.
Mhm.
You pay $226 a month. They individually coach you guys and message and go through their whole system, right? That's what M2M is.
And
Well,
you got access to us.
And you got access to us. That's what it was. Now we have a brand new method that Rick's been doing for over 15 years. I've been doing for over 7 years. Actually, no, 20 years. We actually have proof it's 20 years now.
It's advanced.
This is a brand new method that we haven't talked about on YouTube. I will say this, and I don't say it too much. Me and Rick, this method, if I said it, you guys would be like, oh, I think I know this. Me and Rick, and I'm not going to say this for 3 months, but I'll say it privately inside the M2M people. Me and Rick, I'm very proud to announce, I have proof of this now.
Yeah.
We are the first people ever on YouTube to do this type of deal on YouTube. You know how I know we're the first ones? We posted that deal in 2019.
Yeah.
We did the deal. We did this type of deal in 2019. We posted about it. We didn't know what to call it. We just called it creative financing, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
And we are the first, and just in case someone's to say, oh, you're copying someone. We did this method before anybody else.
Guys, I've been
On
doing this
YouTube.
since 2003. And then I did these deals and I slowly figured out how to do them on purpose. And I got to be honest with you, in the last 3 years, really 4 years, it's really gotten advanced. And
gotten
honestly,
crazy.
it gives you such a competitive advantage. Listen, I still love wholesaling. It's great. We have some challenges with it. And we're always going to teach people free to get started because that's how I got into it. That's how he got into it. But as you become more seasoned and you can do more advanced things, then
Well, why did we
why
come up
not
with the
diverse
method?
yourself?
So the reason we have two coaches, Evan Hamilton and Corey Whitley. The reason why this method's so good is Corey and Evan, they make about 60 grand a month doing this method. And we didn't teach it to them. They did it themselves. We did it ourselves too. We didn't even know we both did the same deals.
Yeah.
I'm not joking. And we found out if I use their marketing methods with our experience, you mix it together, holy moly.
Unbelievable.
So we currently have 5 students in M2M that have made about $500,000 with this method. We have one student in Missouri. I'm not going to name him. I'll whisper it in your ear.
Oh, okay.
He
Definitely.
I don't know if you know this. I don't know if Corey told you. He's doing $100,000 deal of that specific thing. He's gonna make $100,000 on that deal. And we, before we allow anybody into M2M, we want to teach this to people in the M2M community for 3 months. I want to report back. I'm probably most likely to report back maybe $1.5 million of deals just of JVs in the community that you and I have done. Because I want to show like look at how many deals these guys did with us.
Yeah.
The average deal is about $50,000. The most Corey's made $137,000. The most I've made on this deal is $150,000. And we're teaching it only to the people in M2M, and you will not be able to join it after 30 minutes from now. So if you want to do it, go to joinm2m.com. I'm excited for it.
So people are asking some questions right there on the bottom there.
And by the way, with the creative finance,
this is for beginners.
And by the way, I'm getting some confusion on this. This method costs $0 of marketing, $0. Now you do have to pay to be an M2M. Now, again, people are saying, oh my gosh, Zach, you're charging for wholesaling. Yeah. No. I will always teach wholesaling for free. Wholesaling is always going to be the most important thing in my life. I teach wholesaling always for free.
We love it.
This method is real estate investing. I'm a real estate investor, not a wholesaler.
Yeah.
I'm a real estate investor first, but I make most of my money from wholesaling. So the wholesaling is always going to be free. I will charge for this method because I don't want to saturate it right now. Call me crazy. I do not want to saturate it. So $0 in marketing. And by the way, we're changing everything in M2M starting at 7 o'clock. You guys are going to know what it is, but here's what happened. You're going to join M2M. I'm going to give it to you guys. I'm going to tell everybody what it is. You're going to see it tonight.
Yeah.
Here's the problem. You're going to know what it is, but you're not going to be able to join for 3 months. And you guys are going to be very upset.
Yeah. So guys, with the right wisdom and guidance, I've been doing this 24 years. And then a lot of the technology that's come available really in the last year, man, we have found a way to just really hit this out of the park. And then plus we're backing it up with our capital and expertise. And for the first time, you can actually partner with someone. And guys, listen, I don't mind spitting 10, 20. I've given people as much as $56,000 in JV checks. What if we made 50 to 100 grand a deal and you got big fat checks like that? And I still want you to do wholesaling. I just want to show you how you can really build your net worth, minimize your risk. A lot of you guys get frustrated with all the different marketing techniques. We have more than proven this method. I've been doing it a long time. I decided to start doing it much more on purpose. And once we mix the technology, you get people like Zach and Evan and Corey and all the amazing people we work with. The reason we want to do M2, I'm going to show you how great the model is. And I'm going to reward the people that are connected with us. And here's the thing is, it's not costing you 10, 15, 20 grand to work with us or whatever some of these numbers out there. We know how to make money and you have a real partner that'll back you up, but you're still going to have to do the work. I'm not going to tell you it's super easy, but if you put in the work, why not? Like you should expect 50 grand plus on a deal. So if you mix that in with your regular wholesaling and all the techniques we teach you there, I'm always going to teach you the fundamentals. This is more of an advanced strategy. I would never do this on your own if you don't have the experience, because I think it would just lead you down a path of frustration. But once you have guidance and people have been through there and they have a team, we have an entire team dedicated to us. So we are just churning and churning deals like at an enormous pace right now. And we go, man, why not? Let's see what we can do inside our own community. And that's what we're doing right now.
Oh, I'm ready. I'm pumped up for this one. It's going to be, guys, I'm just telling everyone watching this is going to be big. And unfortunately, I'm going to tell you this, when we open this up in 3 months from now, you guys are going to be like, dang, I wish I was in.
Yeah.
So I'm just telling you, so what does it cost? It costs $226 to join, and you're going to pay $226 a month to learn. And it's going to come. It's not something you just join for a month and you leave, because trust me,
you're not going to get the benefit if
you won't get.
That's your plan. Like, don't even sign up.
I want to do it because there's something with it that you have to use every. I'm not going to get into it right now.
Yeah.
But all I'm saying is, if you're looking to join Friday, you won't be able to do it. You have to join the next 30 minutes. I'm not joking. Sorry, 25 minutes.
We made a commitment to our crowd.
At 7 o'clock. We're actually launching the community. We're going to shut it down. You will not be able to join. It'll say pending, but I will not let you in. So I am a man of my word. 7 o'clock, shut down permanently for 3 months. And then we're going to teach these people for 3 months. We're going to get so many deals. How saturated would it get if you knew it? It actually wouldn't be big at all. It wouldn't be saturated if you knew what it was.
Here's the challenge is,
it'd be saturated if I taught it to everybody.
Yeah. And the other thing is it requires deep experience and somebody has to back it up with capital. We're bringing the capital and the experience. We're just going to point you in the right direction because like most of you, I'm just going to be honest, you couldn't take these deals down by
And by the
yourself.
way, it's not capital where I lend it and the equity goes down and everyone
No,
loses
no,
their
no.
money.
I'm in. So if you see me put down a chunk of money, I'm in it with you. Like so many people talk about I'm a JV and partner. Yeah, the JV person that's putting up the money has the right to select what deals they want to do. And some of you guys get like butt hurt
By
when
the
we
way,
turn a deal down.
Luca has one of these deals he's already doing right now. I already told him what it is. He already knows what it is.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. All I'm going to say is you better join by 7 o'clock. $0 market. Well, see, here's the thing, Luca. You don't understand that the hustle part's kind of gone after what we implement in there. See, Luca hasn't seen
No, he hasn't know the whole
the
thing
special thing we have in there that makes
Hang
it,
in there.
By the way, Luca knows what it is, but he doesn't know what else is in there because he says, oh, I know the method. You have to hustle for it. Unfortunately, I'm going to say it's the truth. What we're doing inside of it, you don't have to hustle as much as you think.
It's different, but hustle helps for sure.
That's the part that I'm missing. I see he's missing that part. Third-party validation. I made over $115,000 a part-time listening to Rick and Zach last year. Dude, Chip
That's
is
just
the
on
man.
the free program.
I love Chip. I met Chip.
Yeah,
Chip's a great guy.
awesome, man.
So it's $226 for
Florida
3
guy.
months. Probably you'll get a deal. You'll make like 60 grand or two.
Guys,
And then you'll be like, I'm going to keep going.
go shop the market because no one's even going to come close to what we offer.
Well,
Not even close.
I'm being very quiet. You know why? Because what's going to happen at 7 o'clock, it's going to be shut down. We're going to change the title. We're going to explain what it is in the school group. And you're like, oh, I should have joined.
Yeah,
you won't be able to join.
We're actually thinking I know we can handle the volume because I already set up the staff. Once I have proof of concept and I see how much money I make, like I'm not gonna assure the 226 after that.
Oh no, we'll definitely
the return is insane. And like we're the only ones that we offer that because we're trying to get you to flex into it. I want people that are serious. It does take a commitment, but shop around compared to anybody else.
Oh, yeah.
Find someone who's got 24 years experience. There's not a deal I have not done that nothing freaks me out. So we look at it, we help you underwrite it. And guys, I'm not going to drag you into the deal that I don't think it's going to make money. I'm like that dad's just going to tell you the truth. The deal doesn't work. This is why. Go back, adjust your marketing for this. And that's what you're going to learn in the program. I'm going to teach you how to fish. You got to stop thinking that everybody can just throw fish in your boat. I've already tried it. It doesn't work. You've got to learn how to bait that hook, go out there and get it and do it responsibility. But once again, this is not a technique I would put in a beginner's hand that has no capital on their own. To me, that's insanity. And that's a little bit what we've talked about earlier, guys. We still love subject twos. We just think there's a little bit of a reckoning coming with it. I believe it should be in experienced people's hands and people should not be giving
Here's
loans.
the question. Do you think because of all this going on, there's going to be new legislation about it? I'm not getting my opinion. It could. And here's my thing.
Hope not.
You know what I think would ban subject twos? You know what I think would really be the end of it?
What?
If they made a law, not banning subject twos, but the lender has to approve the person who's buying it subject to.
Well, you guys, there's already laws in the book that like even FHAs, like they're required to live in it 2 years. And remember, when you take over subject to, it means you take on the existing terms of the mortgage. And if you violate them, you could have problems. So we don't want to see anybody get hurt. We definitely don't want to see anyone get sued. Be responsible. Make sure you protect the seller. And you're going to have to do more in a performance deed. I'm sorry. A deed in trust and escrow, especially in a judicial state, you're just word salating it.
There you go. Jesse says 226 for a month. No, it's 226 per month. So that'd be 600 something, whatever it is. 226 a month is nothing. I'm telling you, it is nothing compared to what we're doing on there. We could probably charge 10.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I could probably charge you 30 grand and it'd be worth it. You know why?
Still be a deal.
Because it's not wholesaling. I can charge you 60 grand. It's not wholesaling.
We're not like,
I always teach wholesaling for free.
We teach it for free, guys. We're just adding,
Yep.
If you got some deals on your belt or like, you want to find a way to really build your net worth and you're going to work, like this will work, but you're going to have to open your eyes because we're definitely going to open your eyes on this technique.
Yeah.
And honestly, you're not going to have a lot of competition with it. So
are they banning subject to? No, they are not.
We're not banning subject twos.
This guy said M2M is $0. No, it's $226 a month and it's not free. If you have the X plan, If you had the X plan when we said M2M is free,
Your grandpa. Yeah.
But if you did it,
That's
past,
already closed. So
I'm pretty sure January. No.
yeah.
Let's see other questions. Let's see here. Lending houses on underwater house. Lending money to houses underwater is very bad. I agree with you there. If I own a subject to, am I in trouble? No, just keep paying the mortgage though.
You're only in trouble if you're doing something to get in trouble, like screwing over the homeowner. So if you're doing the right thing and you're doing exactly what you told the homeowner, you're fine. It's when we start handing it off to everyone and go, I don't know why he's not paying on
All right. Well, we got to get ready for our launch in M2M. We have 15 minutes before this thing closes out. So I will close out and read our loan announcement.
Okay.
So this is everyone's final warning. At 7 o'clock sharp in 15 minutes, we are shutting down all M2M signups. No extensions, no late access, nothing. I'm a man of my word here. We're about to roll out the biggest M2M drop of a new real estate method, not wholesaling, we've ever done. And for the first time ever, it's going to be 100% exclusive to M2M members for 3 full months.
Yeah.
That means we're not going to open it up. No access, no saturation. If this method goes to 70,000 people inside of freewholesaling.com, it's saturation's done. So we're introducing a brand new method. It's not wholesaling. It's not MLS. It's not Novation. It's not Airbnb. It's not PPL, SEO, PPC, Facebook ads. It's not lease options. It's not creative financing subject to.
And it's fundamentally sound.
It's real estate investing. That's all we're saying. Here's the wild part. I've been doing these deals for about 5 to 6 years. Rick's been doing over 15 years. Corey and Evan have made millions from this method. And somehow M2M members keep sending us these deals.
Yeah,
we've done like 4 or 5 deals inside of M2M. And I'm like, dang, we cracked the code on it. Yeah. It's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
So we've been getting JV deals hit our desk for 60, 70, 80, even 100K on these type of deals. And it clicked, why aren't we just focusing all in on this? So we're going all in. So again, this costs $0 to get started, just to pay to join the group. No call centers, no crazy marketing budget. You're not calling thousands and thousands and thousands of sellers. You are not spending thousands of dollars a month. And you're making 80K plus months with 0 spend. Now, I'm not guaranteeing that for every single person. You lock in, you can definitely do it. And in most markets, there's really not much competition, or maybe 1 to 2 people doing it. That's why we're closing the doors at 7 o'clock. We're excited. And we're going to go public with it later this year. Basically meaning we're going to open this up to everybody after 3 months, per probably a month or 2, and then we're going to close it out again. Yeah. But I will tell you that this is going to be the least competitive this thing's going to be if you join right now tonight. Because if you're going to get started on this method tonight, they're going to gain advantage over you. So again, what do these members get? You get 3 months exclusive training, will not open, live implementation, 3 coaching calls a week, one-on-one messaging and support from our M2M coaches and team. That means you get to message on school our M2M coaches every single day. Mm-hmm. And each one makes 100K a month. These are real coaches.
They're vetted guys. They're real.
The money that we get, we give to the coaches. So remember, if our coach is making 100K a month, how am I going to entice them to coach you guys?
Yeah.
I have to give them pretty much everything.
Yeah.
You know why? Because most coaches aren't making that type of money.
No.
Well, they actually get paid a lot because they get a lot of money from this. That's where the 226 honestly comes from. Done for you JVs, direct deal support. Every M2M coach is a 7-figure wholesaler and a fully proven system. So again, we're not getting rid of wholesaling. We're not saying wholesaling's over. We're adding a niche of real estate investing on top of wholesaling. And we're excited. We have 4 M2M students who have already done about $500,000 in 2025. We have 1 M2M student in Missouri who's doing a $100,000 deal on this, and multiple that have it under contract. We have about, I think, 2 JVs of this type right now from 1 student. And we're pretty excited. And we haven't even taught it yet. And these deals are coming in.
Yep.
So doors closing in 12 minutes. No new signups, no access, no exceptions. We're charging it because this is not wholesaling and we're not trying to saturate it. And if you pay, you're going to actually send me good deals. And we're excited. So go to joinm2m.com and we're excited to go on this. So again, I'm not trying to put any like urgent, but don't be crying to me that you didn't have the chance to go sign up. This is why I've been telling everyone about it. Because guess what? You're not going to hear a dang peep out of this method for 3 months. And yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. Here's my funny part. If you think I'm teaching you surplus funds, let me tell you the honest truth.
I need
How much are you going to make on surplus funds?
Surplus funds are terrible.
20 grand, 30 grand.
No,
No,
Listen,
We're talking about 80 grand a deal.
Yeah. Surplus funds, guys, it has nothing to do with real estate investing. It's another side hustle. It's cute. I've never seen anybody really make any significant money. You get a couple
It is
one-hit
not surplus
wonders,
funds.
but like you're chasing around government money and you're being an agent. But I tell you, reaching out to someone to go, listen, I found some money for you. You just got to sign this contract and I'll give it to you. You get such scammy vibes from the, I just don't like it. It's legit. You can do it, but honestly, most lawyers take over that position. And I don't like surplus funds because even though I do believe it's a service, I've yet to see anybody make a living off of it. It's cute. It sells a crap load of courses. I promise you, I don't do crap that has nothing to do with real estate. And surplus funds is the aftermarket of when you sell a property on the overages and you have to apply for it. By the way, I have to do it all the time on properties that get foreclosed. It takes years and years to get it. So
that's it.
It's not that.
How do you sign up? Go to joinem2m.com. Honestly, you have 10 minutes and I'm not joking. I'm shutting it off. So, all right, I'm going right now.
It's not fix and flips, dude. I will never, ever teach that method. Don't worry about that.
It is not fix and flipping and
fix and flip. Come on, Mark. you know it's better than that.
So I'm just telling everybody, the next time you hear about the method, I'll be just flashing checks about it and you won't be able to join. Joinem2m.com. All right, guys, I'm going to launch this thing in 10 minutes. Shut it down. Joinem2m.com for the next 10 minutes or it is gone for 3 months. Check it out. Joinem2m.com. Guys, subject 2 is not over. I think if there's a negative or tight deal, I would not do it. I would not wholesale subject 2. That's my personal opinion. And guys, I'm sticking to it.
Protect your sellers. Sign a promissory note. Sign a mortgage if you record it or not. But like you give teeth to the seller if you screw them over. Yep. And you know what? Good people like me, Zach, and you would sign it. Fraudsters will never sign it because they can't hide behind the mask of the subject too. And I think we got to start revealing these people sooner than later. So let's protect sellers and you can differentiate yours from all the other people doing bad. And I think you'll be in good shape. Just do what you say. And I think it'll alleviate most of your problems.
There we go. So guys, if you got any value from this video, do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon. I'll see everyone at M2M in 9 minutes.
See you guys.
Guys, join M2M.com. Appreciate it.